my Taurus babies. What the hell? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. Okay, first of all, I'm just horrified. I went to my YouTube channel, Taurota Tarot. I had like 50 comments in Taurus and Scorpio. First of all, thank you. I appreciate y'all a lot. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody having some problems. The hell? I will do this much disclosure about myself. Scorpio has left my environment. And I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I know for the Taurus and Scorpio reading I did last week, it was the bye-bye. And that energy is still prevalent. I think for some of you that are hesitant or confused about what's going on, or maybe what you need to do, and now I'm talking to Tauruses, I would ask you to look at what you're compromising on. You compromise in every relationship. That's just a fuck, and a fuck. That's what happens. You compromise in every damn relationship. You're giving up something. You're moving away from your family, or you're moving closer to their family. Downsizing from a Volkswagen to a damn SUV, whatever. There's some compromise always in relationships. And a lot of times, at the beginning of relationships, we have a tendency, though some of us do, and I mean, it is what it is, fuck it. We get in relationships and we put them fucking blinders on, and we go, okay, that's okay, I'm gonna work that out. Okay, I'm gonna work that out. Okay, I'm gonna work that out. Because everything is so just a cave, especially if you're in a situation, and I know a lot of Taurus Scorpio pairings have that chemistry because you are exact opposites on the zodiac. You number 5 and chill, they number 11. What the hell? It's 6 months apart. So, in looking at that piece of it, a lot of times the chemistry between the two is very, very strong. But what we forget is that the chemistry can only get you so far. I know y'all like, you bitch. You bitch. You got on here to say what? I'm going to pull 5. I'm going to do 5 for, this is going to be a bonus Taurus Scorpio hoo-ha. Y'all figure out what the hell hoo-ha is. There are other things. So now, I'm reading this from Taurus's perspective, but it most definitely could be the other way around. There's some third-party energy. Those of you that are kind of going, nah, I know that I feel something, but I don't know if I feel something. There's something going on. Now, it might not actually be actual physical fucking around. It might be some emotional infidelity. Let me just explain how broad this is. It could just be the other person having a fixation on something, like going to school, or fixing cars, or doing hair, or making money, whatever that is. So it doesn't have to be an actual person. But for whatever reason, whether it's Taurus or Scorpio, they're not communicating this. So they're letting some shit go. It could now, put this out there, there could be some physical activity going on with somebody. There could be some actual fucking around. Let's not exclude that group. They're there. But this is just an energy of deep, intense focus on something other than the relationship. The way this is looking, them bones, damn bones, this is from the past. Whatever it is, or who is, they are, it's something from the other person's past. Let me just put it like that. The feeling is that this is Scorpio. It could very well be Taurus. The 6 of Swords, pulling the ass into the Strength card. The 8 of Wands is pulling the 6 of Swords. And the Knight of Wands is pulling the Knight of Cups, love. So we're thinking about love. This is our challenge. But we are not allowing anybody that is being reckless on any end of anything about us. We're not letting that happen. And so for those of you that aren't quite sure why you're pushing away or why you feel like you're not making a move, it might well be your soul telling you this is going to end up being reckless and disruptive. You might want to just keep it moving. I'm just saying it's something to think about. Relationships that have a lot of arbitrary roadblocks, just shit comes up every time something comes up type shit. A lot of times that's the universe's way of either getting some timing right or telling you to move along. I'm just saying, each individual situation will have a different outcome, but those are the big things. It's either your timing with this person is off or they ain't for you. Dun. That part. And we fight so hard. I swear we do. We fight so hard to hang on to something that we, egoists, think is right for us. Like I said, we get into the beginning of situations, put them damn horse blinders on, and I'll fix it later. I'll deal with that later. I don't have to do that. We can work on that. That can be worked on. And then when you get to let's get to the work on piece, you're like, you know what, this is some bullshit. Just saying. And even if that is 5 years out, is that where you want to be in 5 years? Do you want to be having that kind of conversation, that kind of disruption in your life in 5 years? No, you don't. You don't want this shit to ever. So when you have big key things poking out at you, sometimes it's wise to go, okay, this shit, I keep throwing. I saw somebody on there said they had been reaching out, just trying to get the other person, I don't remember if it was the Scorpio or the Taurus, but just trying to get the other person out of their own comfort zone. And you done thrown the rock at the damn window 552 times. Window done broke, glass everywhere, you still throwing a rock. And because sometimes, once again, let's remember, we're opposites. Sometimes that chemistry is so strong and so embedded in us, we can't see damn forest for the trees. And I just gave you that much information about me. Trust me, I know how you feel. At this stage of the game where I am, I'm on the bye-bye thing because the time frames that I'm in my 50s, the time frames that I'm looking at are much different, than somebody in their 20s, somebody in their 30s, somebody even in their 40s. Because from those perspectives, life look like it go on for fucking ever. I swear to God, the minute you hit 50, game over. Now, let's talk about a 30-year mortgage when you're 50. How is that going to make you when you are done paying the 80? That's that right there. And it changes your perspective in ways that you don't realize. So I'm on a much shorter, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about the situation, but I'm still like, you know what? I'm not going to force this. You keep coming back to this point, and I keep feeling the same way. That's the universe waving a fucking red flag. Yo, EJ, yo. Now, whether I choose to stay in this energy and not move forward, and so now I think I'm going back to the Taurus weekly reading about not getting stuck in any kind of energy. If I decide to leave it, deal with whatever fears I have and move ahead, everything that's supposed to come to me is going to come to me anyway, even if it's with still Scorpio. That part. But some of you who are in your 20s, 30s, and 40s are like, you know what, I'm going to wait. He wrong. He just don't know he wrong. I'm going to wait. Here's the thing. You can do that. But again, if you got to push a rock up a hill and then keep rolling back down on you, what you thinking? I'm just saying. Think about it. Now, some of you may well go ahead and wait and come up with a good outcome. Let's not rule that group out either. But right now you're going through all of this and you may be wondering, do you want to go further? That part. Your challenge with the Knight of Cups sitting on the Knight of Wands is just what I'm saying. You don't want to end up Knight of Wands, player, putting yourself in some kind of predicament because you're trying to just, the love. You trying to just blow out the message of love. No. You still have to think, even if the chemistry is off the chain, even if a lot of shit look like it's going right and a handful of things, you still have to stay in balance. I know I've been saying that a lot. And keep some perspective about what you're doing. Again, I think for some of y'all, this is timing. I think some of you are either ahead or behind. Could be Taurus, could be Scorpio. Ahead or behind the other person. If you're the one that's ahead, you may be going, but damn, I'm here already. What the hell? Where are you? Why aren't you here? If you're the person behind, that may look like a steep hill to climb for you. I'm just saying. So with the Strength card sitting on top of the Six of Swords, you may have to face and deal with some demons. Now, I know this came up, I think, in a Taurus weekly reading. You've got this. But sometimes, you know, when you're in the middle of doing something, you snap back to reality and go, oh, damn, how the hell did I get here? I said I was going to kick one person's ass. Why are there 10 people out here? That shit. That's exactly that feeling. But you fight through. Luck sometimes is thrown your damn way. I'm just saying. You have the inner strength to do what you need to do for yourself. Even if that thing may go against, and see, this is in your overall energy. So this means you know this, but y'all are just like, I'm still trying. That part right there. You've got the inner strength to deal with your demons on the whole situation, whatever they may be. You've got it so you can move on to a fresh start. And some of you may not realize the kind of toxicity you're dealing with. It could be that. It could be that. On the back end of your overall energy, the Six of Swords on top of the Eight of Wands, it's about taking care of yourself, being in the moment and accepting changes. Come on. That part. And dealing with knowing that just because something back here didn't work, that there's not fruit somewhere else. And only thing I see on here is wasting time. Wasting time. And that's in your gut. This is the back end of your overall energy. So that's telling me some of y'all are feeling this. You know the changes are there. But, you know, taking care of yourself and being in the moment. Y'all are trying to find that and feel that. And some of you are at a point where you might not have your focus totally on you the way you should, because you've gotten out of balance, trying to focus on what, if you're a Taurus, what the Scorpio is doing, if you're a Scorpio, what the Taurus is doing. I'm just saying. And that's not a bad thing. If you're out of balance, it's relatively easy to get yourself back in balance. It's not like you got to go have surgery and heal up for 8 weeks. No. But, so that brings us right here to the Knight of Swords on top of the Five of Swords. If you don't have any determination, nothing is going to be resolved. And that pendulum swings both ways. If you don't have the determination to see the relationship through, this is the IE group, the timing is off. The other side of that is you have the determination to do what you need to do, even if it means riding off into the sunset. Because it's not just a timing issue. The whole thing is not right. Nothing is going to be resolved, though, if you don't make up your mind. And that is coming from Taurus. That's Taurus. If you don't make up your mind, Taurus, whatever else is going on, if you don't make up your mind to A, either have patience, or B, find a chariot and the hoorah and get out, if you cannot straddle that fence. You won't have any kind of success at all if you try to do that. Think that, if I just kind of still do but have a foot over here and a foot over there, this situation, either way that it goes, not gonna allow for that. This is how you may be feeling, like nothing is resolved. You gotta put some elbow grease in it. If you need to walk away, you gotta put some determination in it that that's what you need to do. Deal with them inner fears. That part. With the Six of Cups sitting on top of the Two of Swords, we're talking about calm action. We're talking about a decision to be made. But once again, and I don't know who this is for. I'm looking at that wasting time right there. Taurus, I'm kind of inclined to say I think you might be the one. But it can go either way. It can go either way. And again, talking about a decision to be made. Right back here. Be all in or be all out. If it is not a timing thing and you think it is from this point, you won't know till you get in it. I'm being liberal in saying a lot of time, I would say by the beginning of the year, that's not that many weeks away, there's no change, no substantial change. And now I'm not just looking at days of the week or holidays. I'm looking at planetary energy. We're past Mercury. Mars is back direct, but I think the shadow period goes into January. But the pressure it had us under, it almost feels like it ain't doing nothing. There may be some blips with that, but for the most part, the planetary energy is going to kind of just still do its thing, but at a more mellow level. Communication, Mercury, this is perfect timing for that, because you're at the beginning of a fresh phase for Mercury, and so things that you feel will come out, and you won't have a whole lot of hard time trying to figure some shit out, how to say and whatever. It will just come out. But there definitely is a decision to be made, and some of you are definitely wasting your time. And some of you may be, once again, talking about horse blinders, adding some creamer, and not the powder kind, to the coffee. That richness of memory. You might be adding on more than, or you may be overlaying better than actually was, if this is an experience that you've been in and been through some things. Just saying. You're gonna, whatever it is, whatever you decide to do, Taurus, nobody got to worry about you doing no bull in a China shop type shit, because I think for some Tauruses, this is one of the things that's making you go, wow. And that's not a bad thing. Don't think that it is. The Three of Cups, once again, talking about that energy. Whoever's chasing, Taurus if you're chasing Scorpio, Scorpio if you're chasing Taurus, whoever is not responding might be not interested. And not because they're not interested in you, they surely are, but they can't be interested because, again, this is the one feeling like they're behind. They might not be interested because they feel like it's going to be a losing cause anyway, because you're so far ahead of them. And then there's that third party energy. It could be something as basic as because the other person feels like they don't have a prayer with you, they are fucking around. In the hopes that they get caught so they can cut it loose. Because they don't know how to. Regardless of whatever the fuck is going on, this is a tight ass chemistry here. Whoever we're talking about, Taurus, Scorpio, whoever, you guys really like each other. That energy is heavy. Y'all like each other. And the bones even. you know, like, fuck it, I'll take the extra bone. You see bones dropping down, I'll take the extra bones too. My caution there, whoever this is, just know, because again, we're talking about accomplishment. One is feeling accomplished, or whatever, the other is not. Be mindful that they may be in that place, and they may feel like it's a losing prospect to even try to go any further, because they don't feel like they can fulfill whatever need. And to some of you, that may come off as a cold shoulder type fuck you energy, but they really, it has less to do with that and more to do with the fear that they feel. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, again, I just said it. Hopeless. Somebody's feeling hopeless. Like they can't keep up. And so then we're talking about material things. For some of y'all, it might be material things. And the other person is feeling like, you know, you got a whole lot that they don't have, and they're trying to catch up. Or you're in a mental space that they can't get to, and they're trying to catch up. Hopeless. Somebody will be feeling hopeless. Now, my caution to that is, I would not let anything get me to this point. If something's got you to the point of it's hopeless, it's definitely time to walk away. Because there's hope in everything. But if you feel like the situation is just destined for the concrete wall, don't get hopeless. Let that be the thing that opens the door for you to the next thing. Hopelessness, you get into that energy, can cause a lot of problems long term when it comes time to dealing with other people. So just be mindful of that. Taurus, and then another reading I saw, this was the Hermit card, but here it comes up as a Ten of Wands. We're talking about the isolation, and I'm going to say whoever is probably got the upper hand here is going to be grateful to put whatever burden down. They may not even know it's a burden. They've been trying to do it for so long. Once they get that off their shoulders, oh, right here. Sun, 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 here it comes. There you go. Beatles all day. I'm just saying. And again, sometimes when you bent down, you bent over, you can't see what's up ahead. Because you're busy carrying somebody else's shit on your back and you don't even know it. But y'all on the chemistry, y'all on that tip strong, but you don't even know the burden that you've actually been carrying. Got you looking down at the ground like you lost. I'm just saying. So isolation here. Some of you may need to pull back for a quick hot second. Get back in balance. Oh my God, get back in balance so you can get to your sun and get on with the good shit in life. I'm just saying. I am very happy that so many of you, because y'all think 50 ain't a lot. 50 is a lot to me. Yeah, it's huge. That y'all got on there and decided to chat. Thank you so much. I hope I helped clarify some shit for some of you, at least anyway. A decision, I guess the theme here is that you need a fresh start, whether you walk away from this and come back, or whether you just move on straight ahead and don't turn your head. You need to make a decision about any of that now. Again, don't get into this wallowing of trying to straddle both worlds. That's not going to work. You've got to be able to move forward with or without, and not get yourself into a state that you're like, oh fuck, I can't do this. There's good things coming. Now I'm talking to Taurus. This right here, now is not the time to make promises. Good thing for Taurus, you got good things coming. Scorpios, y'all have a little bit of a struggle ahead, because depending on which side of the spectrum you're on, you may, if you're the one that is waiting on Taurus, this is going to be a little difficult for you to move on. If you're not waiting for Taurus, if you're afraid you ended, or you're afraid of going forward with Taurus, you're going to have some problems because you're not in a definitive energy. Some of this puts you in a just up in limbo type of thing. Be mindful, y'all are water creatures, so I don't know how y'all doing the air sign thing. I really don't. I'm just saying. But if you, Scorpio, are in this energy, don't get here, especially with y'all moody asses. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Now is not the time to make promises. And the next question is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is this person worth waiting on, or is this person going to be more headache to you later on down the line than the law allow? I'm just saying. Something to think about. It is something to think about. Let me pop out. What are your options? So there's the gamut. What are your options? Maybe one more chance. Depending on what's resonating with you. Maybe some of you do need to isolate and just step back off the situation and give it some air and see what happens in a month or two. Others of you, maybe you need to just isolate, and if you have other options on the table, maybe you need to examine those other options, whether you're Scorpio, Taurus, whatever. Others of you just keep going, drop the burden and keep stepping. But at any rate, the burden needs to come off for a minute, because you're tired. You don't know you're tired, for many of you. So before you make any decisions, I would even say you need to think about where the stresses are in your life. List all of them. Figure out where that stress is coming from. You might be surprised. And think about what happens if you walk away. What the fuck gonna happen? If you walk away, what happens? What happens if you stop pursuing? What happens? How does that look? Are you gonna be empty somewhere, lost? What does that look like? I'm just saying. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope everybody has a good rest of the week and a good weekend. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.